right. Hi, everybody. Good morning. It is May 23rd, 2018. It's my day 2.13. And I was noticing a moment or two ago, looking in the little window on the computer, that I'm really beginning to plump up. Um, if you don't know, I had to lose uh, about 120 pounds. Maybe 116, give me some rounding in there, but I had to lose at least over 110 pounds um, to qualify for surgery for GCS. And so over the course of a year, I lost the 100 and we'll say 10 pounds. And I had my surgery in March, and in the last 2 months, I've gained about 30 something pounds, and I'm really beginning to see it in my face. I'm plumping up like I was before, and that's life, That's kind of like gray hair. It's life. Yeah, and I was thinking yesterday, yeah, I could. I know there are some things I want to do. I noticed that foods that I used to eat a lot of fruit and vegetables, if you want to know how I lost the weight. Uh, but it's not sustainable. It's not. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. But quality of life, living. I love chicken wings. Okay, I love meat. I like a well balanced diet, and that's kind of what I'm doing. Uh, and I think my body naturally is of a certain size and shape, and so I am the way I'm supposed to be. And so yes, I could probably force myself back down or whatnot, but I wouldn't be happy. And that's, what is your happiness? I guess that's what it comes down to. But I did notice today, I was like, oh, you're chunking up a little bit. If only my breasts were, sorry, girls, chunking up a little bit, but it all works out. It all works out. And I was going to make a video about, I had an experience yesterday, a PTO meeting. We got schnookered into a PTO meeting and about some stuff there, but my emotions got hijacked about 5 minutes ago from a very beautiful, beautiful, beautiful young lady, Zoe, who just posted. I always, always wanted. I don't know how to verbalize this. I'm kind of ashamed of it, but I've seen pictures of Zoe and I've met her a couple times, but she's just as beautiful, beautiful. And I even for a while I joked and I believed it, jokingly, but I really think she's like a Hummel or a porcelain doll that got turned to life, kind of like Pinocchio. Because she's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful skin and just angelic almost. Like I said, I'm still kind of not committed. I think she was a porcelain doll that got turned to life. But she posted a before picture. And now that I have an idea where she started from, it just you get happy. I'm more happy for her. I'm happy for anyone who becomes their authentic self. But there's just a part in me that was like, oh my gosh, so very, very happy. And so that kind of hijacked my emotions. I would say that happiness for someone else, happiness and realization for ourselves that we are where we need to be. And a little bit of sadness too about, every trans woman's lament. Why didn't I transition sooner? If I had transitioned in my 20s, and I can remember back in the 90s when I transitioned and I had failed at it. I was in my 20s, mid 20s, and there were trans women in their 40s and 50s and 60s who are like, oh, I wish I was your age, and so now I'm in their spot looking back, And it's a sweet burn, somewhat. You're so happy for someone else and you're lamenting yourself, but you're happy that you're happy you have what you have. And I've told a story before. I have a friend who's in their mid 70s and transitioning, and they're happy just to have, you know, 5, 10, perhaps 15 years to live the life they want to live. And so, as middle aged, as you can tell by the channel's title, I have 30, 40 years I'm very thankful for, in the same way that I imagine someone in their 20s. Miss Amber specifically, Amber, Amelia, Zoe, I can list many, many names in their 20s or 30s, and they have lots of time. So hallelujah. Stephanie too. Don't want to forget about you either. But probably you could say that every entrance point comes with its own positives and negatives. If you're younger, you're definitely going to get better results chemically from the hormones, but you may not have access to all the resources, the money to transition to do what you want to do. On the flip side, when you're a little more established, and you might have a good job or whatnot, and I'll put myself in that category, although I don't necessarily fit. I'm definitely old enough for it, but I'm almost a little too young for it. But to be in a position where you can transition, like if you were retired, let's say, and your body will not react as well as if you were younger, but money is not really an issue. Now you may, but again, on that side, you might be married, you may have children, as opposed to when you're in your 20s or your teens. You may not be married, you may not have children, etc., etc. So every entrance has its own pluses and minuses. Much like getting married or having a child, there really is no best time. Just you do it when you do it. So now that I've talked myself out of a depression, we can move on with the subject, which I was going to talk about, a PTO meeting from yesterday, and a little bit of what I would call the new normalcy, or the norms that I have experienced lately. And here's an example. The overview is, you get used to this existence this way. Leading up to going to the bathroom, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, there were times I'd be, working or doing something. I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. And I go to the bathroom, I have to pee. And I literally would stand in front of the toilet like I was going to pee. And, I had switched in like this autopilot mode. I would walk into the bathroom, lift the lid to the toilet, drop trowel, drop my skirt, and stand there. And I'm like, it took me a minute to process. My brain was like, wait a minute, something's changed. You can't stand and pee. And I noticed this morning after my morning walk, it was automatic. Now I go into the bathroom, and I sit. I don't think about it anymore. Like I used to say, oh, I get to sit down now, I can't pee. So it's like, before, it was as a result of the surgery, I had to change and learn new behaviors, and now those behaviors have become ingrained in me, I guess. So I'd mark that down as for the blog. While we're talking about peeing, pee in the toilet, which is awesome. Having some pee control back. Surgery wise, the left labia is curving under and it's healing, so that's good. Doesn't quite look as Frankensteinish, which is awesome. But I don't want to talk about that. We're going to talk about norms in the PTO meeting yesterday. again, to walk into a room, the meeting, the reason why I went, because our children were going to present their projects, their fifth grade projects, like a science fair. And so I was under the impression that all the parents would be there. So I went with my daughter, and my Anna was there too, and her daughter. But again, back to the idea of kind of automatic, walking into the room and not thinking about how do I look? What is my presentation? How do I sound? Just like I said, walking into a room of 40 people you don't know, and going around the room and introducing yourself and whatnot. I guess maybe I'm deceiving myself somewhat. I hate to say passing or stealth or whatnot, but you just don't care anymore. And at one point I spoke out about something, and it was like, at one point in my life, maybe I would have been very self-conscious of it. And now I don't, just am the way I am and whatnot. So, but it just struck me as much like, coming in and sitting and peeing on automatic, just how many things now are kind of on automatic. I don't think about it anymore, unless I'm making a YouTube video about it. And really, that's just about it, I think. Yeah, like I said, the urination thing really kind of struck me as, once I did it, and I'm like, I'm doing this without thinking about it now, and wiping, and you get, like I said, it becomes the new norm. It becomes ordinary, maybe is the better word. Before it was, I get to do this. I don't know. I don't know, my friends. I am still learning. I am still, probably will always be learning something, somewhere, sometime. We'll go from there. I had a moment yesterday where I guess I was feeling really lonely. And, that might be the next thing on the horizon for me. But I don't feel ready yet. I don't feel ready to. Granted, I think you meet people when you least expect it. I think it was John Lennon said, life is something that happens to you while you're doing something else. And so I think by going about my routine and expanding my horizons a little bit with going and playing war games or going and playing board games or whatnot, I think I might meet somebody. But I'm not putting myself out there like on Plenty of Fish or OkCupid or anything. I mean, I'm not ready for that yet. And I think Dr. Gallagher posted a video the other day about, recovery time for surgery can be 6 months to a year. And so here we are, May. It may very well be that I'm not ready to enter that world, the dating world or whatnot, till next year. I have so much to focus on right now, and that's something that it's life. It is what it is. If someone was to come along, that would be something different. But I think I have lots of things to work on. Keep me busy. But like I said, if life, occasionally throws you a curveball, throw me a freaking bone. Need the info. And on that note, I think that's about it. So I will sign off, and wish everyone the best of luck in becoming the best version of themselves. And I especially just a really good smile for Miss Zoe. She looks so good. Golly. If only I had transitioned when I was younger. Yeah. What are you going to do? Can't go back. Would you want to? I wouldn't want to be 20. I mean, I want physically to be 20, but I prefer being, I don't know, bye, 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 bye. All right, I'll shut up and drink my coffee. Pet my cat, who's nice and asleep in my lap. What is it about cats? I don't know. Cats are wonderful. All right, my friends, I have wasted enough of your time today. I thank you, and I wish you the best of luck, as I said, in becoming the best version of yourself as you want to be. And until next time, good luck. Bye-bye.